What's up, everyone? We're here in front of Senator McConnell's house, Louisville, Kentucky. There's a rally that was planned by some right-wing protesters. Here, let me get you the images up real quick.
Where's the money? Where's the money? Where's my money? No, it's where's the money? Where's the money? Where's my money?
But you can check it out right.
Where's my money?
Right here.
Damn, look cheap. Protest dog right here. I wanted to shit the
Can you see that image up? It's the flyer for the protest. But it was definitely some right-leaning individuals that planned this rally and in protest of Mitch McConnell. The specific details elude me slightly. The details of the event are actually a bit vague, just kind of, you know, won't back down rally. Let's see. But oddly enough, there's been more freeway that has shown up. I guess not necessarily countering, because we're sort of on the same side at this point, saying fuck Mitch McConnell. So it's kind of a toss-up. Let's see.
Smoke with you.
Yeah. All right, check it out. Let me show y'all some of the details on this event here.
Oh, we got some signs coming.
This is the first couple of paragraphs on the actual event itself. The app, I can screen cap and then put images and like other videos and stuff
super cool.
too. It's just an app called Prism. It's actually really good, and it multi-streams to Facebook, Twitch, and YouTube. But yeah, you can see here, as it says, ladies and gentlemen, we are to bring the fight against corruption to their front door. Mitch McConnell's Louisville, Kentucky, and D.C. residents. Louisville, Kentucky on January 2nd. D.C. on the 5th. Invited patriots, groups, pastors, and leaders from black, white, and other communities to join the D.C. undersurge to show solidarity and present to the establishment in Washington, D.C. that we damned Mitch McConnell and the Senate convened those actions which will prove election integrity or election fraud for the 2020 presidential election. So this is... Okay, I'm getting it now. It's a stop the steal rally that's been organized against Mitch McConnell, I guess, not backing Trump and his claims of election fraud is what this particular initial rally was planned for. You can see more of the right-wing demonstrators are starting to appear over on this side. We've got a little bit of breeway that is gathered over here as well. Again, somehow we have found a common enemy in Mitch McConnell. So we've got some left-leaning and some right-leaning demonstrators that are all here for the same purpose, essentially, which is interesting. That doesn't quite happen too often, especially in the polarized atmosphere that we've been in that was 2020. But you know what? It's 2021. Maybe it's time we come together and actually say fuck the rich. We'll see.
Give you some sights on that.
Hey, I tried to today, but it was doing this.
Yeah.
Sorry, just point you. All right, let's move up a little bit. We're gonna move over here by some of this mainstream media over there to the right so that I can get you shot some of their signs and stuff. So apparently people started showing up about 10 minutes before I got here. It was scheduled for 2:30.
Just facing towards the camera side of the street because that's what really needs to be done.
You can see in the background here behind that news anchor, Mitch McConnell's house. And there was vandalism on his house. Last night, it says, "Where's my money?" Misspelled where. Mitch kills people. Spray paint. So we've got about 15, just over 10 supporters here for the Stop the Steal. I think I count 12 and a kid, so 13. And about 12 from Breeway over on this other side, but peacefully sharing a sidewalk against a common enemy in Mitch McConnell.
Gotta go do outreach.
All right, man. Be safe. Good luck.
Thanks. We'd love for you to.
Yeah.
All right?
Yes. Y'all be safe. Hey, what's up, man?
How you doing?
Good. How you doing?
Dude, you look pretty famous now.
Nah.
You document a lot of cool stuff.
I just happen to be in the streets a lot. But this is very interesting because on this side we have the Stop the Steal Trump supporters that hate Mitch McConnell.
Right.
And then on this side we've got the Breonna Taylor protesters that also hate Mitch McConnell.
Okay. They're still divided.
I mean,
Everything's so polarized.
we got a common enemy currently, so
I mean, the Russians and the Americans had a common enemy and got together.
right? Yeah, sometimes a common enemy can be bigger than hatred towards each other.
Yeah.
But you do see the nice artwork on Mr. McConnell's house now. That happened last night.
I'm just surprised he lives here. Like, this is like in my neighborhood.
Oh, I'm sure he hasn't been in this house in months. Probably since the protest started. I doubt he's been around this house much. He's probably got multiple houses and been staying somewhere else, if I had to guess.
Sure. Isn't he like fifth in line for the presidency? Is that how that works?
Some shit like that.
He just like lives like in my neighborhood.
Yep.
Thought he'd be like in a gated community.
Well, I mean, this part of Louisville isn't specifically gated, but it is definitely a little bit more of an upscale part of the town. You know, it doesn't get a lot of through traffic, I would assume. Like, you only come through here if you're coming to here. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I had no idea he lived here until somebody posted that this happened in the Highlands. I was like, hook him up.
Yep.
Yeah, dude, I haven't watched your live streams. You can keep me updated.
Good. I try to as much as possible. I like to.
It would be better if they spelled where
Right.
right.
There's been a lot of people joking that it had to have been a Trump supporter.
It is spelled wrong.
If you're gonna graffiti a senator, at least check your fucking
Let's do it
spelling.
right.
I mean, to be fair, the H would not have fit.
My, what a time to be alive.
So how long have you been doing this? Like, how'd you get into this?
Just literally beginning the protests. I used to live stream some of my shows and stuff, like Metal Monday, but I would just mount a camera like in the corner of the bar. And,
Sure.
And then when the protest started, I went out as a medic on night 2 and ended up live streaming again. Ended up live streaming instead, just because so much shit was going on.
Yeah.
And it just stuck.
Yeah, I never really even watched the live stream. Then when George Floyd died on a Monday, and then Friday, I was watching live streams every night.
Yep.
Watching people rip the city apart. I was like, oh shit, this is better than me.
It was the culmination of George Floyd being killed, and then information surfacing that the Breonna Taylor case was trying to be buried. Like,
Sure.
It just kind of happened at the same time, and that was the spark that, lit the whole United States and the whole world for a moment.
Oh yeah,
Like,
Europe was going crazy.
Yeah.
Have a mask, you can put it on and save yourself. Somebody told me.
Okay. It's not how masks work, but all right.
We got a gentleman yelling anti-masker bullshit.
I'm more than 6 feet away from your house, ma'am.
So as I walked up earlier, there was one LMPD officer that had stopped and was conversing with some of the Breeway protesters. It seemed kind of like a gentle hazing back and forth, but nothing major. That's the only officer that I have seen. But it looks like as more people are starting to gather, the traffic's kind of starting to back up a little bit. So I could see LMPD showing up soon just to at least help conduct traffic.
How long have people been gathered here?
2:30 was whenever it was scheduled. People started showing up slowly after that.
The mainstream media is trying to make it out like Trump has lost every court case, which is not the truth. It's not the truth at all.
This guy.
Trump won in a massive landslide. The corruption of this government and this man right here that we're here to protest, Mitch McConnell, is unconscionable. The country is being ran against its own constitution by criminals who are thieves, okay? They're here to steal money, steal power. They cheat their way into office with machines that keep them on the levers of power endlessly while we cannot organize our grassroots candidates and get them into the political sphere. This is a travesty, and this country has to overcome the criminals that are in Washington, D.C., the criminals that are in the capitals of our 50 states. We're losing our freedoms. They're stepping on our rights. Mitch McConnell
So this is the,
paid by the communist
Won't Back Down
government to
rally
run his
again.
campaign. They fund him. George Soros funds him. They get millions and millions of dollars to fund their campaigns so they can squelch out every other candidate. Y'all can move to the side somewhere. What's your name? There's a lot of people that are comfortable inside the everyday that so you're raising your eyes to some of these people we know, and they have said that they have seen people and they've seen folks re-entered in over and over, and they're in Pennsylvania, Georgia, Michigan. Well, I'm just telling you, in these states.
And they're putting the same.
Y'all are wasting your time.
They're putting the same votes in the same machine over and over and over and
The
over.
man
See, they
lost
didn't
by almost
expect-
8 million votes. Are you telling me there's
Well,
8
you know
million
what?
fraudulent
I
votes?
can't talk with you. You don't want to know the
Are you
truth.
telling me there's 8 million fraudulent votes?
thrown in the trash.
Oh, boy.
Are you telling me that Joe Biden was a better candidate than Obama?
Hey, let me
Biden brought out 8 people to his rally. Trump had 25, 30,000, 35,000 people at his rally. But he had more votes than Obama did in 2012. It's ridiculous to even think that. Biden's nowhere near as popular as Obama was. And Obama's nowhere near as popular as Trump was. If you see the rally, Trump got 25, 20, 15, 30, 35,000 people in the rain,
children, they can't get over what they want.
in the blistering heat, and think that Biden is a winner. You're crazy, okay? This election was stolen because they knew that they couldn't win at the ballot box. That's where there's guys saying that, hey, I drove a whole truck full, a whole UPS truck full of ballots across the New York state line into Pennsylvania to help Biden over the edge, over the line to win. This is all a crock. We've been ripped off, and we're here to stand against this corruption. Mitch McConnell should be standing up against the corruption that has gone on in this election, not some junior senator. Mitch McConnell himself is the Senate Majority Leader. He should be the one to stand up and oppose election fraud by a group of states that are against the Constitution and want to take power here against the will of the American people at any cost. Think about this, people. The coronavirus was and is a bioweapon attack sent on America to get rid of Trump. That way they can blame Trump. They can set up a new system to redo the voting, to change it to mail-in voting, where they can send in mail-in votes that are not legal in many states, but go ahead and use those mail-in votes to push Biden over the line because they knew they couldn't get him over the line on election day. That's what's going on here, people. You have to look past the TV that tells you that this is what the truth is. The truth is not being told. We're here to spread some truth. That's why we invited all you here today.
Because we have hundreds of thousands of people that
That literally means that we're going to
energy machines in these
Democrats objected too. They had the same situation. What's going to happen?
You're not understanding. You're not understanding.
I'm saying that the evidence is going to show things.
There's one vote. They kept putting the same thing.
Why is it that Georgia's subcommittee?
If you don't think
Why is it that Georgia's subcommittee
they don't want anybody else in there. I live in
I'm against
This is so wild.
and they will
Justice system
they will punish
if we out of state so we can afford our meals,
Watch and see.
Yeah.
Arizona's already
People from
So, I don't have my mask. But so we are here, you all, right?
That tells you that
we do have differences. The difference is the left wing voted for a different president, the right wing voted for Trump. We get this. But we are all here together with the idea that this government is ripping all of us off as a total, right? So that is our common goal. We all know that Trump supporters and what everyone wants to call Black Lives Matter has their differences, but collectively we are here because Mitch is a bitch, right? And he owes the American people money.
Mitch is a bitch to the Chinese communists.
To a lot of us. He doesn't want to give us $2,000 and he's an asshole. However, we are here together to support the fact that the government, the system, has been ripping us all off in many different ways, whether it be you say they stole Trump's office or we say that they are not trying to give us $2,000. So that is our common goal. We're not here as enemies today. We can worry about that tomorrow, right? But today, we are here because there is an issue with this government, and we all know that this has been going on for a very long time. 400 years. Period.
Very good, very good. With the
I'm here to stop the steal.
Just have differences.
Stop the steal.
We don't need to be enemies on any day, folks, okay? See, look, here's the deal. I don't care if you're black, white, gay, straight, old, young, or you was just born yesterday, okay? This country was founded on principles of freedom, where you can live your life, and you're supposed to be able to live that life in the pursuit of happiness and do what you want to do and be the determiner of your own outcome and of your path in this life, okay? These people are against that. They want to tell you how to live your life. They want... No, not them. I'm talking about Mitch McConnell, okay? I'm talking about Congress, okay? I'm going to give y'all an idea real quick, so if everybody can just listen up, I'm going to tell everybody how much money $2.2 trillion is, okay? If you took a table from here to up that street, okay, and you stacked $1 million on that table in one spot, in a stack, however, for it to be a 2-foot square stack, right? $1 million, and you take that table and make it long enough to make 1,000 of those stacks, okay? And then you take that table that's got 1,000 stacks of $1 million on it, and you make 1,000 tables like that. That's $2 trillion, okay? 1,000 tables with $1 million stacked on it 1,000 times, 1,000 tables like that is $1 trillion. Then you have to double that to get to $2 trillion, okay? That's the kind of money that we're talking about that this government is stealing. 2,000 tables with 1,000 stacks of $1 million each on them is the money that we're talking about. And they're giving that money in billions and millions to all kinds of groups overseas. While they give us if you're married, you get 2 checks for $600, okay? One for you and one for your wife or your husband or your significant other, okay? That comes up to $140 billion, which is only about 3/4% of the money we're all getting ripped off, okay? And we're sick of this crap. We should be going, this is not a slap in the face, people, okay? This right here is a call to patriots to go to D.C. and say, hey, this is our house and you're killing us, you're ripping us off, you're putting our people into poverty. We are sick and tired of your tyrannical rule and your rule against the Constitution. The Constitution says that we are not supposed to, the country is not supposed to be creating debt that the country cannot sustain, and you have well more than done that decades ago, okay? We were angry when George W. Bush made a $510 million stimulus package, okay? We were like, what? And now we're talking about tens and hundreds of times more money than that, which is insane. The country cannot survive under this kind of debt load. And you're going to sit here and tell us that we can have $600 and then go to hell with our $600, and that some people aren't even going to qualify for the $600? We should be coming to D.C. to the Capitol building to pull you traitors out of the building and throw you out for good and tell you that we're establishing a new government that does follow the Constitution, because it's our right when you are putting us under tyranny to remove you and to replace you, and you will be replaced. On the 6th of January, there will be millions of patriots in D.C. to do just that. If you put Joe Biden in, the communist Chinese agent, that his son took $1.5 billion from China to fund their war chest against the citizens of the United States, then we will come after him, okay? This is not going to go well. You guys have put us into a position to where we have to start a revolution so that our families and our seed can succeed and continue to live in this country that you've corrupted to no end. And we're going to put a stop to it, okay? Mitch McConnell, you should be the one standing up on January 6th to stop this criminal election, okay? It shouldn't be some junior senator. It should be you. You're the leader of the Senate. You should be the one to stand up. We're sick of your crimes. We're sick of your thefts. We're sick of your George Soros money. We're sick of your China money making your pockets so deep that nobody can ever get in. Office run against you. We're sick and tired of that, okay? We are done with your cheating voting machines. We saw the numbers switching from Matt Bevin to Andy Bashir right on live TV on CNN. We're done with this crap. And it is crap. We're done with it, okay? You guys have been using these voting machines for probably the last 15 years to corrupt the system and keep your grubby mitts on the levers of power endlessly. Well, guess what? Eventually, you're going to breathe your last breath, and you're going to meet your maker who's going to hold you accountable, even if we never get to hold you accountable. Okay? You will meet your maker, okay? This stuff is eventually going to be done. You're not going to live forever, Nancy Pelosi. You're not going to live forever, Chuck Schumer. One day you'll die, and when you do, somebody's going to take your seat. And hopefully they've got enough courage to stand up to all the free money from China and from all these big corporations and stuff that they could fuel their pockets with to get back into office with. We're sick of this stuff. You guys are corrupting our land. You're corrupting our morals. You're corrupting our schools. You're corrupting our families. You're corrupting every system that's been put together in this crooked government so that you can stay crooked and keep all the money and the power and the money and the power and the money and the power. We're done with that. Donald Trump is the only one that stood up to these people. Let me tell you guys the reason why they want Trump out of office. It ain't anything that you're hearing on TV. It ain't anything that you're reading on Facebook or Twitter, okay? Here's the deal. I was watching Fox News, which I normally never do. I haven't watched it for like 6 or 7 years. But I was sitting with my dad one night, and Newt Gingrich came on. I don't know, anyway, he slurs words a little bit. It makes me wonder if he doesn't have some kind of a little drinking problem. I don't know.
You do?
Okay, a bunch of people are saying that he does. But regardless of that fact, okay, he slipped. And he said, well, the reason why they're coming after Trump is because he's never been initiated. And what he meant, he's never been initiated into Skull and Bones or the Bilderberg Group or any of these shadow government groups that are consistent of thousands of corporations that are multi-million and multi-billion dollar companies. Okay? And they're the ones running all this government. Trump drew his sword against those people. And that's why they have to get rid of Trump at all costs. Trump, they know, has no more political capital to risk in a second term, so he can constitutionally come after them with a vengeance, and that's what he's planning to do. And so they want him gone so that they don't have to pay for the crimes that they've committed.
We got questions.
I do want to say for the record, there has been proof that CNN, along with media such as Fox News, has lied on a lot of things that Trump has said, right? They have done that. However, how many conservatives voted for Mitch McConnell?
We never voted for no.
I voted for Mitch
Right.
McConnell.
Everybody go home.
Amy McGrath. I get that wholeheartedly. She was not ready to, on top of the fact that, he was the majority leader. Well, here's the thing. Mitch McConnell is a part of the exact same mind frame, being a conservative, as, well, Donald Trump actually said in 1999 that he would run as a Republican because Republicans are dumb.
But he's changed. He's not. No,
He's a businessman.
He has fought against both sides.
Right. He's a businessman. So when he came into being a president, he actually did what a lot of different presidents didn't do, which was whatever the fuck he wanted to do for his people.
Well, we don't have to talk about this like that, because you're such a beautiful lady.
Well, I mean, it's just the reality of it.
It's not the reality.
He did what he wanted to do.
We just express ourselves just a little bit different. And today we're just going to have to just deal with it today. You heard me, just today.
So, with you being conservative and not wanting any change, because that's what conservatives
No, that's not true. Conservative, I'm hearing. Look,
conservatives are stuck in their ways. Liberals are so all for change that is necessary.
No, we're all for change.
This is the conservative way.
Okay, what kind of change?
The deep state is what's in control of keeping anything from being able to be changed. Real conservatives, true conservatives, are not about the status quo. We're not about these people in Capitol Hill and Frankfurt that do the same old stuff. We're about following the Constitution and small government, not huge government, with spending less money.
We're all about keeping things the way that they are, right? And Mitch McConnell, and
Donald Trump's being forced.
Absolutely. He's not being forced. He's voting for Mitch. Now you're against the fact that he is doing things that would not help the people.
You're fine with Mitch as long as you support Trump.
That's a whole other damage. But I'd rather him be in there than another, in my opinion, another Democrat.
Because she's liberal.
Okay.
Because she's even more liberal.
Let me give you my number.
Like
He's not liberal at all.
Said that, yes, he is. But not as liberal as her. Like somebody said, the lesser of two evils. So, but we need him to get. We need him out of office. Because he's got such a deep state of corruption.
What is the deep
election,
state? What is
nobody
that?
can beat him. And we're going to try our best to beat him again.
Well, nobody can beat him because there are people who are voting
He's
for him.
corrupt, though, too.
QAnon. I heard that guy say Bill.
Right. So
I think Bill
nobody out here that is in support of Trump
Build-A-Bear's
voted for Mitch
conspiring with
McConnell.
Trump. To get rid of McConnell.
Okay, well then with you voting for Mitch McConnell, in the event, literally, this is just the reality of it, he's not able to get out of office because there isn't a person like Amy McGrath who we can put in office and possibly get her out at the end of her term. We can vote her out. Mitch cannot be voted out.
Yes, we are.
Yeah.
We could have voted her in and got her out, but you voted for Mitch. You were.
You're part of the problem. You voted for the guy.
No. There's a lot of variables in the government. There's only one variable. We need Mitch out of office. So that means vote for Amy. Vote for Amy, and we can possibly get her out in the next term. That's the problem.
No, that isn't the problem. We are moral people. We don't vote for
Check this out. Check this out. Check this out. You guys are saying you want
But he's
freedom.
not the majority leader.
we want
He will
freedom.
never be the majority leader. So the abortion part of it, she would have never been able to push through. But she's not the majority leader.
Can I ask a question? Can I ask a question?
All right, let this man ask a question.
Can I ask a question? Can I ask a question? I don't need to, what do you call it? It ain't nothing to do out here. Look, so listen to me. Why are you so adamant about not having Amy in office?
because she's trouble. She's
Hold on, wait a second. I can only hear one person at a time.
I'll tell you why. The Democrats, if you look at their historical voting, okay, they are for big government, which means more programs, which means more money, which means more taxation, okay, against us little guys, okay? If you own a small business and you get above that $100,000 income mark, they're coming for that money, okay? They think that they deserve, if you make $1 million, they think they deserve 45% of that. Now you go out here and make $1 million, brother. You think you're going to turn around and give DC and the people in Frankfurt half your damn $1 million? Hell no!
Okay.
I don't want to give. Look, I'm not a millionaire, but if I ever get there, I don't want to give half of that money to the government.
Mitch has too much power. If we get
Obama said you didn't build that, but I'm telling you what, if I build $1 million company, I did build that, and them people don't deserve it. Okay, if 10% is good enough for Jesus Christ for you to give your time to church, then they don't deserve more than that. Okay, you ain't better than Jesus. You ain't better than God.
I got nothing. So listen, if you all were to have it, a perfect government right now to fix all of this crisis.
That ain't coming.
Yeah, but here, let me get to my question.
But go ahead.
We're not perfect.
We're not perfect, but they're gonna have to be perfect enough to be in office and you to support it and you to put that vote down, right?
Okay, that's why I voted for Mitch McConnell. Okay, I'm gonna tell you right now, I voted for Matt Bevin in the primary against Mitch McConnell because Mitch McConnell is a swamp monster, freaking snake, backstabbing piece of crap. Okay, that gets all his. No, Bevin got excoriated in the news. So you think what is in the news is the truth about Bevin? The news, exactly. Okay, if you make that
is a beast. That's the only thing they're going to put out there to control the narrative for us.
But
that's the only thing that
we have to rise above that narrative.
We got to do our own research.
Here's the thing, Mitch is a Republican. If you don't support Democrats, you're never going to get.
No, I don't support Democrats or Republicans. I support the Constitution. The Republicans and the Democrats both need to get back to governing constitutionally, and then we won't be out here crying and complaining.
And we all gotta support that we have to govern the Constitution, because we got all our rights here. How can we carry our weapons?
I'm gonna tell you right now. What's your name, brother?
Second Amendment carries all the rights.
Emmanuel, if there was a Democrat that was going to govern constitutionally, and they campaigned on it, and they went out there and got in office, and they started governing on it, Damon Michael Beckley would be ready to vote for that candidate. Okay? I'm going to tell you right now. It ain't about red. It ain't about blue. It's about the Constitution and us keeping our rights. Okay? And if you're a Democrat, or you're an independent, or you're a Republican, I don't care. But you've got to govern constitutionally. You can't come out here and run your campaign saying, oh, I'm going to be great, I'm going to do this, and I'm going to do that, and I'm going to hug babies, and I'm going to shake hands, and I'm going to get in, I'm going to go up to D.C., and I'm going to change this freaking place. And you get up there, and they opt you in and say, hey, Emmanuel, I know you got into office, and you believe all this stuff, right? Okay, you believe you're going to change everything. But we're going to tell you how it works up here on Capitol Hill, okay, Emmanuel? And we're going to make sure that you get voted back in, and you're going to go ahead and run along with the plays that we've got going, and then we all get to win, okay? We're going to make you rich. You just play along. And there's hardly any congressmen and women that will go against that.
More of a government where the people are more involved.
Right.
Yes. That's exactly what I'm saying.
If we demand that as a collective, regardless of who we are, if we demand that together, we could get that change. Amy, we could have forced her to do whatever it is.
I can show you in this song right here. You guys know Devin Wallace.
We could definitely tell her, if you want to be voted back in, this is what you need to do. He does not even talk to his constituents.
I asked him to invite Black Lives Matter here. He didn't do it, that I'm aware of. I'm not sure. Because I want all Americans, okay? I want us all to realize that we have the power. We're here to speak truth to power right here. Okay? We're here to speak truth to power.
I gotta say, because of an overwhelming amount of saliva, you either put on a mask or back up.
Yeah, man.
Does anyone have a mask?
We got this whole lane here. I'm sorry, I'm a little bit.
There's nothing that we're able to change on.
You got your mask.
That would have really hurt us. Nothing.
I've already had
Getting Mitch out, she would have been a puppet on the screen.
Look, I'm gonna be honest.
My mask is up the hill.
I like that. I don't got a mask. I'm doing the same thing. Look, I like that.
So we're doing it at a different angle. Another Republican in the primary, you're doing it in the general. So we have the same kind of come and go. So I agree with you on that.
I have a question. If you were to be a public
That's what happens. Everybody's talking to politicians. See, they get up there and they get rich.
Listen up, folks.
But she will.
This man has a point here.
They're making $100,000 a year, then they become millionaires.
If she's not taking care of her constituents, we don't vote her ass. I mean, her butt.
We're here speaking against the corruption of Mitch McConnell. Okay? He is a corrupt career politician who enriches himself
there would have been nothing
on the
she would have been able to do wrong.
fatness of the foreign purse and rich corporations that have special interest in getting him to write the laws that they want put in place, instead of governing with what the American people need and want done.
Your babies,
We're against that trash.
but we would have been able to get her out. We cannot get Mitch out. He's going to die in that
But
position.
you're really saying something that takes a generalization, not a generalization. We don't know that.
No, we can get her out. We can't get Mitch out.
Just remember, we're out here today because he's got to go. Yes. So let's just let that brother go. He's got to go.
Well, I mean,
we don't get it.
my only point was the fact
You're
that
not going to ever turn us on McGrath.
and never. That's not the goal.
Right.
Because we're not for McGrath. I mean, and that's just the reality of it. We're not for neither one of them because neither one of them is actually going to take care of the people.
Exactly. But
What's your name? Millie. How did you find out about this event?
Facebook.
You saw it on Facebook? So you saw him right then on Facebook?
Carla.
Carla's right there.
Hey, Carla. Hey.
We saw it, shared it all day.
Look, we are really glad that everybody came out here today, okay? We're glad that y'all saw us on Facebook. Look, we've got 50 people out here or whatever. Facebook, I'm the organizer of the event. My name is Damon Beckley, okay? I started this event. I invited tons of people. This event got put out to a minimum. Facebook even said on my page before they shut it down that it was seen by 35,000 people, okay? They stopped my page. They locked me out of the page. They kept me from being able to share links to this event. They stopped me from being able to send text messages, which is Google. Okay, if you've got an Android phone, Google's in control of that phone. So Google stopped me. I tried this and tested it. They stopped my text messages to 18 people. All 18 of them did not get the message about this event. I sent the same message to my wife 3 times, holding her phone and my phone in my hand at the same time with links in it to this event. She didn't get either 3. I immediately sent the text that said, hey, what's going on tonight? Ding! She got the message right then. Google is censoring our text messages, people. I sent out emails inviting people to this event, and half of them or more did not get those emails, okay? Google is censoring our text messages. Google is censoring our emails. Apple is doing this as well. Both of those companies have sold out to the Communist Chinese. You know why? And Twitter. I'll tell you why they sold out to the Communist Chinese, okay? Because 1 billion people in China is a way bigger market than the United States that has 330 million people. So they sold you out. They've got the codes to your phones. The Chinese government has the codes and the backdoor numbers and codes to every iPhone and every Android phone on this planet, okay? If there comes a revolution, okay, people don't mix it up. This is not, we're not headed towards a civil war, as some people are saying. This is not this group against another group, or our group against your group, or your group against our group. This is the American people against a tyrannical government that seeks to rule over them. And we will have our revolution if it is necessary, okay? But think about this. If there is a revolution to come, okay, and if there is problems, and if there is danger, they are going to stop your ability to get your messages through and from your loved ones, your organization, your friends and family, okay? They are going to use communist tactics, okay? And they're already doing it. They're doing this. Yeah, 2,000 people died from COVID, not 250,000. The ones that actually died from COVID alone is only around something like 15,000 people, okay? They are using this to run counter-offensive and counter-mental warfare against us so that we believe their message and that we come under their control. So we have to stand up against the propaganda, against the lies, against the tricks, and realize that this stuff is set up against us, okay? Now, I'm going to tell you another fact, people. In late January or early February, the CDC with Dr. Fauci and Bill Gates and all these ones came out and they said, yeah, that's right. They said that the coronavirus, listen up everybody, they said the coronavirus could kill up to 5% of the American population, okay? 5% of the American population is 17 million people. That means that they were willing to kill 17 million people in order to take power. Thank you, we appreciate that horn. More than you know. So they were willing to kill 17 million people right here in 2020 and 2021 to take power from Donald Trump, because they know in a second term Donald Trump has no more political capital to risk, that he could come against the deep state and against the corrupted government with the full backing of the Constitution of the United States. Okay? That's why they are scared to death of Donald Trump. They know that the second term Donald Trump, they are facing real penalties of prison, and we haven't executed a traitor in this country for like 60 years. But all I see is traitors in the government every day, including the guy that lives in this house, Mitch McConnell. You are a traitor, sir, to your own Constitution and your own country. And we're tired of your traitorous, tyrannical rule. That's why we're here speaking out against it. I'm glad that the Lord gave us a decent enough weather to be out here and these people can come out here. I'm glad that past the censorship and everything else that we were able to get this many people out here. It's pretty much a miracle, because they tried everything in the book to try to get this event shut down. But thank God they don't rule everything, right? You're not God, Mark Zuckerberg.
That's right.
Yeah. The deep state is a corrupt stay-behind network put in by George W. Bush, by the Clintons, and by the Obamas, okay? These people are not our friends. These people are in a stay-behind network that we call a deep state, that is there to disrupt and to undo government of the people, by the people, and for the people. This government is for us. Hey, all right, thank you.
That's for us.
Hey, it's for all of us,
This
bro.
country has never supported black people or the black movement, so we are not here in support of any official whatsoever that is a part of this government. If anything, we wish to be radical, but with people such as those in the Democratic position, they have my people in control by putting together these programs that you talk about that taxes us.
That's right.
Right? So we are not in any type of support of any government official, because no government official, whether they're the left wing or the right wing, is for black people, poor people, or those in need. That's just the reality of it. So it doesn't matter who it is that we're speaking about today. We're here against Mitch. You're here against Mitch.
I am here.
The Chinese.
Now, I don't agree with that. I will say this. There's a lot. Appreciate it. There's a lot of good people. Listen, folks. There are a lot of good people.
None of y'all getting that stimulus.
Let's talk about that stimulus check.
None of y'all getting that
Let's
stimulus.
talk about that stimulus check. We got that stimulus. Let's talk about that stimulus.
We got Maxwell giving out free masks,
I don't know. We'll find out.
doing his good deed for the day.
Bam! 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 That way. Drop mic.
We both did,
And she said Trump got fair and square.
And she dropped the mic.
Hey, I said Trump got fair and square. All dead yoke.
And we dropped the mic on you.
This where Mitch live? Hey, we dead yoke. This where Mitch live? Everybody got a mask?
All right, is everybody happy with my mask?
Everybody get a quick party. I call the TV.
My nose isn't spraying anything. Look, you had your mask on, so you're safe, right?
No, facial tagging.
No facial save. No facial save. No facial save.
First off, y'all word them completely wrong. These are new headbands. Y'all check out, you gotta put it on your head.
That's a whole new one on me, man. Facial sagging.
No, wait.
That's what happens when you're like 95, bro.
No, it happens when you don't put a mask on.
Everybody gonna catch a fever. I'm the only one.
Seriously though, folks.
Why you even put it on?
I'm trying to speak into the
You
microphone.
can speak it to it without a mask.
This mask already wet.
No, but if you're more than 6 feet away with me and you're having a mask on, you should be more than safe. If you're more scared, then back up some more.
That's the bottom line.
All right, so we're talking about the deep state. The deep state is a bunch of criminals set up by...
Yeah.
They're set up by a bunch of people that are against you and me, okay? They're for themselves.
You voted for McConnell and supported McConnell. You all are out here bitching about McConnell and you all voted for him.
We voted for McConnell because we disagreed with the other side on policy matters.
They voted for McConnell because they didn't want to vote for Amy McGrath. You want to get the majority of your votes.
I need people to understand this. This is why we here because we ain't voting for him.
Mike, let Emmanuel get his point out.
Bruh, look, I need people to understand. We ain't ready to think sideways, send this crooked. We gonna use our brain today. Use your brain. They are here because 600 wasn't good enough for them. They voted for him. Now they don't fuck with him. For my people that don't understand, they voted for him. Now they don't fuck with him no more. So now they turn it against him.
I voted against Mitch McConnell in the primary.
In the primary, boom.
But for the general election, they voted against Amy McGrath, who would not have been the majority leader.
Mic check.
Mic check.
Today, we ain't going against But y'all, we here today for the same thing. So we working on our first step. We out here, we got some Trump supporters out here with us, and we out here for the same cause. That's what we got to look at first. We got to look at that first. Look, we got 1 point across. We got 1 W. We got some people out here that we don't fuck with on the regular.
Emmanuel, they're here because they think the election was stolen from Trump, which is bullshit.
Well, you already know somebody was going to slide a point out there. You know what I'm saying? That's a point, too. That's the difference. But right now, we got to deal with Mitch. Tomorrow, we got to deal with Trump.
My wife wants to say something.
I don't like speaking, but one of the things that I realized, we were at a funeral of one of our dear friends, one of our black brothers, and we were in the West End. And I looked around and I noticed that, you know, we heard the announcement of Joe Biden as president. And we were sitting there, we're white people, about 5 people and a whole church of black people. And I sit here and I'm like, there's so many situations we've been in Hispanic churches and everything else, and we're seeing, you know what it feels like to be the minority and have compassion on other people. But I sit there and I realize as I look around this community.
And for the record, fuck Joe Biden and his 94 crime bill as well.
But the one thing I realized is we were going around all these different communities we're in. Nobody goes to the community and finds out what the people of those communities need. The black communities, the Hispanic communities, the white communities, nobody.
So, like I was saying, so you didn't know McConnell got caught with cocaine on his boat? How many keys? About 300 keys? 300 keys, yeah. So you didn't know about this, but you still voted for him? Yeah, we didn't know about this. But my whole thing is, what have you voted for him? What have he done? What have he done? You older than me. You know what I'm saying?
I'm here with you.
But the whole thing is, you mad because of $600. I can care less because we've been struggling. I can care less about $600 because we've been struggling. As black people, we've been struggling. We're going to make it.
We're all struggling.
They mad because the government that they voted for is failing them.
Bernie is a communist. He ain't for nobody but the government. Bernie was for the people and he wouldn't have let Hillary Clinton take over his campaign.
Bernie was for the people.
Bernie ain't for no people, man. Bernie is about Bernie and Bernie staying in power, bro.
What did he voted? What was he going for that wasn't for the people? Single party.
Bernie is for the people with this stimulus package. That's it.
This earth is being killed. This earth is being killed. The Mother Earth is being killed right now. We need to go get it. ASAP.
What I'm talking about, okay, is the government. I'm not talking about candidates. I'm talking about the government.
The United States is
people that are already in the government is what I'm talking about.
The United States is run by people.
I'm not talking about candidates now.
The United States is a whore. It's for sale.
It is, and we're here against that sale, okay? You're absolutely right, and that's what we're hearing. We're here speaking against this corruption. I've handed out signs here to different people that says McConnell is corrupt.
But you voted for him.
I voted for Mitch McConnell because he didn't.
You could have voted anyone. You could have wrote someone.
Amy McConnell.
I stand against
that's why I didn't
vote for her. If they give me a candidate,
I'm going to tell you one thing the United States do not like. I'm going to tell you what the white United States, one thing white United States don't like. Black people.
That's not true,
white
man.
women.
I'm going to tell you right now, man.
Black people and white women.
Look, I'm
sorry.
Hey, my name is Damon Beckley,
Black
buddy.
folks, we can vote to vote. Women can vote.
And I invite
Black folks, we can vote before women can vote.
Hey, what's your name?
My name is A.B.
I started this event, and I invited Black Lives Matter to come to this event. I can open my phone and show you.
That's a great first step. That's a great first step.
Okay, so don't excoriate me about who I voted for. I'm here speaking out against government corruption. That's a problem for me. It's a problem for you.
We out here with you, though, brother. We just trying to keep your eyes open. We just want to keep your eyes open, brother.
I appreciate that knowledge, bro. Okay, I appreciate that.
That's the only thing we do. We want your eyes to stay open. We don't want your eyes to close up when the next person comes in office. Because it's a woman or because it's a black man, we need them. If them people are fighting for the people, then we need to vote for them.
Look, I'm going to tell y'all something.
For Black America. You can never speak for Black America. You're not black. You're not black. How dare you? How dare you? You cannot speak for Black America. We are Black America. We are Black America.
If you do not
we are Black America. You cannot speak for Black people. You cannot, as a white woman, speak for Black people. You can't. So don't say that America's not against Black people. I don't give a shit. You can never say that.
You're not getting hit with rubber bullets and dying every day.
Nobody here is against black people. Okay, listen, I'm going to tell y'all something real quick. Listen, how many Black Lives Matter followers do we have here? Okay, let's show a hand. I invited you people here today. Okay, I did that. My own business partner is a black man. Okay, he's one of my best friends. I'm not against black people. I grew up in a mixed neighborhood. I had friends that were black, and I still have friends that were black. So I'm not against anybody that's black. Hey, listen. Everybody listen up. I'm going to tell y'all something about racism real quick. Nobody, listen here. Everybody hold on for a minute. We all need to get this truth, okay? Nobody has a choice in what color they were born. So racism is dumb on its face, okay? Nobody here has a choice in what color they were born. I was born white. It's not my fault. If you were born black, it's not your fault, okay? We're all God's children. We are all God's children. Then tell Mitch McConnell to get you your 2,000, bro. No, what we need unity, okay? Yeah. We're all Americans, okay? We ain't here for tribalism, bro. We ain't here for tribalism. We ain't here for tribalism, man. Look, we're all Americans. Look, if you get cut, you bleed just like red like I do. Just stand up against corruption. We're here to fight the corruption of this government. Hey, I dig it, bro. I need my 2,000. That's why I'm here.
My people is looking like aggressors, and that's not what we come for.
Let's go.
My people are on camera. Wait a minute. My people are on camera attacking white people, and that's not what the fuck we out here for.
Amen.
There's differences. Okay, but there is live cameras, and black people are attacking attacking 2 white people out here, and we look horrible.
We are all brothers and sisters that are Americans in this country, and we should be together, not against one another, okay? I'm for black, I'm for white, I'm for Asian Americans, I'm for, Asian Americans, I'm for anybody in this country, okay? And I'm for a government that goes by the Constitution.
Why we here? I feel like the main cause of why I'm going out. We here. Because 2,000. Why we here? Let's go. Why are we here?
Hey, why we here?
Why we here? Fuck both of them. Why are we here?
No, for real though. On some real shit. Okay, we know we black people. We know that we fucking oppressed out here. But why the fuck are we here right now? What's going on? Why are we here right now? Right now we got 2 different sides and 2 different walks of the world saying that we getting fucked over by the government. We here with y'all, we working together. Today, why the fuck can't we just work together today? Why does it got to come with bullshit? They saying, look, we reconciling our goddamn differences, we need y'all help. We got need y'all help. Y'all can say no, but bruh, they are out here right now going against their own people. Y'all going against the people that's going against their own people.
I don't think we're going to
I'm just saying, bro, it's a point, bro. Where's the point at to why we here? Why are we talking about this? Why are we getting so emotional about this shit right here? And we forgetting why we here. What about this whole house? What about driving all the way out here to be in front of this house and talk about this point? What about this point? But if we keep on talking about that shit, we ain't gonna never get them checks.
What he said?
Because y'all forgot that we out here because of checks. We ain't out here because Breonna Taylor died today. We are out here because of them checks, y'all. R.I.P. But remember why the fuck we are here. Stay on topic. Stay on subject. Your feelings that you got behind that, keep that behind your head. We dealing with that step another day, but right now, we got the first step. We all here together.
The only thing we gonna talk about the money. I was talking about the money. I want my money.
I'm dead, yo, and I need my $2,000 because the bills is still behind, and even after they give me the $2,000, we're still gonna be behind on the bills. So even $2,000 is not enough. So just imagine what $600 did. Nothing. Just paid the water bill. Oh, it's a pandemic. They just paid the light bill. Oh, it's a pandemic. You know all those places where we can go and get the help with stuff. We can't even go out because of the pandemic, right? We can't even go into government buildings and stuff now, can we? Right, they watching us up. Here to give them a couple pennies. We're going to slide them underneath the rug. They're going to be happy. Hey, look, they already had the $600 on go. How in the fuck do you just press a button and then thousands of people just get a check for $600? They postponed it. How did you get your checks a day before the New Year's and the day of the New Year's? This was a set day. Remember why we here. Because of government corruption. That's why we here. See, now when we expose them and we show your hand, they have to come up with an explanation. That is why we are here. They did a messy job and we found out, right? Because the storyline matches up, right? 600's not enough. You got enough. You gave us 6. We still almost on our way to an eviction, right? We need 2,000. We still on our way to an eviction. So even after that, we still protesting the party because we still gonna be in debt, y'all. Remember the point. That's the point, y'all. Fuck all the rest of the shit. I love y'all.
We want our $2,000, Mitch.
See what my brother Emmanuel here was talking about is the truth. It ain't about $600, okay? It ain't about $2,000. Let me tell y'all what this is really about. This is about these crooks. Mitch McConnell is a crook. Mitch McConnell does not operate this government. Mitch McConnell does not operate that government constitutionally. Because constitutionally, they shouldn't be taking no $2 trillion loan from China so that they can give us a $600 check and then take $2 trillion, $1-something trillion, actually, it's still left over, almost all of the money, and hand it out to their crony capitalists, to these other governments that's going to give them kickbacks. You see, they're going to give this money out to these crony capitalists. They all get a government contract to do this, a government contract to do that, or this other country gets a United States payoff so that they'll go along with whatever it is at the UN that they're trying to pull off, okay? And then these crooked politicians up in D.C., these crooked politicians in these 50 states that we have, they get these giant kickbacks, and they take that money in the form of those kickbacks, and they fill their coffers so that they can stay re-elected. Every time there's elections, they got the money. Guess what? You can't organize your campaign and take them out of office because they've got all the money, okay? So it's the crookedness and the corruption that we're standing here against. It's not about the $2,000. Look, if we could get $10,000 apiece, we'd still have these same problems. This government is corrupt. When you give a government absolute power corrupts absolutely, okay? We cannot keep allowing these people to have absolute power over us, or they will stay corrupt. They're not going to change their corruption just because we're out here hollering about it. We're going to have to go in there and pull these people out because they're not just going to leave, okay? They're not just going to come out and leave. They're going to come. Look, man, I've been in D.C. twice, okay? I went to Georgia and the Senate race to try to fight against this corruption. I'm going to D.C. next week, okay?
God, don't do it.
We are doing our best with everything that we can with the little bit of resources we've got, which is almost nothing. Okay?
Let me see you actually
because we are trying to let these people know that we don't stand for this corruption. We're standing against it, okay? We stand against this corruption. We don't care if you're white, black, Asian, what nationality you are. It doesn't matter, man. This government's over top of us, and they're controlling us all, and they're mistreating everybody. Now, some of y'all might know a guy named Devin Wallace. I asked him to invite Black Lives Matter here because we all have grievances against this government. We all have problems that this government needs to redress. And our Constitution says that when we have complaints, that this government is to redress those complaints. And they're not doing that. They're taking money from special interests, taking money from foreign governments, and then they're doing whatever they want to do with the money and telling you, well, sorry, there wasn't enough to go around for you. We can give you $600 though. And, well, maybe some of y'all aren't going to get that because you didn't qualify for the $600. So they don't care about any of us. It's not that they don't care about black people or white people or whatever. They don't care about any of us. They care about them and enriching themselves and keeping their families on the levers of power endlessly so they can stay in control and on top of the money and the power. It's all about them. It's never been about us. That's why we all have to stand together and fight the corruption, because we all, no matter what color we are, what nationality we are, what sex we are, what sexual orientation we are, or anything like that, we have to stand against this corruption so that we can live our lives the way we want to live our lives. Okay? Our Declaration of Independence, Thomas Jefferson said, for life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness, we have to make America its own country and get away from a tyrannical King George who was treating those people the same way that we're being treated by this government today. It's time to stand up against corruption. That's why we're here.
You did nothing but serve yourself. You did nothing but take actions to help yourself.
Yes.
How can you wear a Trump hat? Right.
Because Trump is doing the same thing. There's a 24/7, 365 offensive assault against Donald Trump, and his record is proof that he's doing what I'm saying he's doing. If you're I'm talking about big tech, I'm talking about the media and all all those entities. They're all owned by a small handful of corporations. They set the narrative. They set the message. They're the ones that are putting together what we hear, what comes off these airways on our TVs and our radios and on our cell phones through social media and stuff like that, okay? They make this mess.
I need to ask you to stop and go back.
Okay, go ahead.
Why are you supporting Donald Trump?
Because he is trying his best to bring this government, who is operating against the Constitution, to constitutional rule. And he's trying to stop all this crookedness, but they're fighting him and making it sound like he's the bad guy when they are actually the bad guy, okay?
Trump lost the election.
Donald Trump did not lose the election. Donald Trump landed in a massive landslide, okay?
The election still going on. It's counted. It's been counted. It's been verified.
It's not been verified.
It's been verified by the electoral college.
Go ahead.
It's been verified.
Fraudulently. It's been verified fraudulently.
The fact of the matter is Donald Trump lost the election.
According to you, but that's not reality.
You create
Okay?
a false narrative that he won the election, but he did not.
No, it's not a false narrative. It's a fact.
The fact of the matter is
when you have at 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning, Joe Biden's numbers going straight up, okay, over the millions of votes that they dumped in Pennsylvania, in Georgia, in Arizona, in Wisconsin.
He stayed the same.
That was all fraud.
The mail votes were all
He didn't move that whole time.
Do you get your
The
US
mail votes were mostly fraud.
Do you get your U.S. mail every day?
No, not all the time.
Okay, because I get my U.S.
Let me tell you
mail
something else. They just gave the U.S. Postal Service $20 billion. Okay, $20 billion. You think that? Wait a minute. Oh, do you think that UPS would like to have $20 billion? Do you think the FedEx would like to have $20 billion?
Yeah, those are privately
the
traded
USPS
organizations.
is a failed organization that doesn't even need to
So
exist.
back to Trump, because we're talking about Donald Trump. You're wearing a Donald Trump hat, yet you're railing against Mitch McConnell.
That's right.
So do you not see any similarities between the two, that they've been in lockstep
Absolutely
from the very
not. No,
beginning?
Trump's never been in lockstep with
Mitch
McConnell.
McConnell
He's
and
fought.
Donald Trump have been
Mitch
in
McConnell. No,
lockstep
Mitch
from the
McConnell has fought Donald Trump almost since before he was even in office. Okay, Mitch McConnell has ran a counteroffensive against this president the whole entire 4 years he was in office. Okay.
I don't know what news you're watching.
Hey, could you speak on that Skull and
InfoWars,
Bones?
Breitbart. This is real news organization. Okay, see.
Could you speak on Skulls and Bones again?
What's that?
What is it called? Skull and Bones?
Skull and Bones?
Yeah.
Skull and Bones is an entity that is ran by a bunch of globalists. They're ran by a bunch of rich people that own corporations, and these people they have these clubs, okay? And those clubs, they initiate people. If you become a millionaire, you'll get an invitation to be in one of the clubs, right? You with me? Okay. So once you're invited, you accept your invitation and you accept to be initiated into that club. Then they're going to make you compromise yourself equally as the rest of the members of those clubs, so that they can control you, okay? Donald Trump never was initiated into any of them clubs, so the people in D.C. do not have control of him. He's his own man. He's the only person that's been voted into the presidency that wasn't part of one of these clubs in probably 60 years or better, okay? Those people, those shadow entities, those shadow governments have been in control of the office of the presidency for decades. And when they tell them what they want, they tell Mitch McConnell what they want, they tell Nancy Pelosi what they want, they get the laws written to benefit them.
So I got a quick question.
Not us.
I got a quick question to ask you. They're here saying, because they want $2,000 for stimulus instead of $600. What's your reaction to that as you came out here and said what you said?
Well, I organized this event. I have a group called DC Under Siege. We're on Facebook. They've messed our page up, so we really can't communicate on it with anybody. But we're building a website, DCUnderSiege.com, that we will be able to get these troops out to people. I'm sorry, refresh the question for me.
The reason you're out here today.
I'm speaking against the government corruption, period. You know, and government corruption has also put us in a predicament where the country is going to be ran by China. Okay?
facts.
Because Joe Biden is a Chinese agent. His son got $1.5 billion from China. They've taken millions of dollars from Iran, from the Ukraine, from Russia, and other countries, and the Bidens have enriched themselves and their friends.
What are your thoughts of Mitch McConnell's house? They're protesting because they want.
Because I want Mitch McConnell to stand up for Trump to stop these Chinese agitators from being, and these Chinese
so you're not here
government.
Direct correlation. You're not here protesting against what they're trying to do.
The whole thing is against Mitch McConnell because he should be standing up for Trump, and the Electoral College has been certified fraudulently, and we're not going to stand for that. There's going to be millions of people in D.C. on January 6th to protest. If Joe Biden is going to be installed in the presidency, we're going into a revolution. This is not going to stand, okay? Joe Biden is a communist Chinese agent. His family are a bunch of pedophile, sick, demonic people that do not belong in government whatsoever. They belong behind bars.
What senator did you vote for?
I'm going to tell you, I voted for Mitch McConnell, and I'm going to tell you why. Don't laugh. The establishment has put themselves in control of these voting systems to where they stay on the levers of power indefinitely. Okay? This man asked me a question, I'm answering. So, when they've got these voting machines that take votes from one candidate that doesn't really fit the establishment's program, and switch those votes to somebody that will go along with their program. We saw it happen live on CNN during the election of, it wasn't the election, it was a theft of the seat of the governorship of the Commonwealth of Kentucky by Andy Beshear. We saw the votes, 560 votes at one time getting switched on live TV, right on CNN, from from Matt Bevin that they had on the bottom up to Andy Beshear, okay? These fraudulent voting systems are stealing votes from the candidates that the establishment does not want to be in control of the power, whether it's Republican or Democrat or independent. They will steal that candidate's votes and put their puppet into office fraudulently with these election voting machines, okay, so that they all keep the club with only people in the club that they want in the club,
So do you
okay?
think Mitch McConnell should have passed the $2,000 because that's what they're out here doing.
Yes, I think Mitch McConnell should have passed the $2,000 stimulus to the American people. He should have gave them $100,000 apiece, because if they've got $2 trillion to give away to all these foreign governments and all these entities that are not even controlled by American people, then they can do something real for the American people, since it was this government that shut down our economy in 2020 by this coronavirus, which was a bioweapon attack against our great citizens and our economy, so that we could all go under.
So you're not here protesting against them.
Basically, he's protesting because they finally taking the money from you guys.
I'm not protesting race at all. My business partner's a black man. I'm not here to...
What does that even matter? Who cares about that?
The guy that he voted for ain't doing what he wanted him to do.
You say he's a black man, correct?
Right. That's it.
If your business partner comes up to you and says, you know what, this bothers me about our society.
It's 400 years, bro.
Right? So why wouldn't you want to try to help your business partner? If that's your business partner, your friend.
I have helped my business partner.
So what you're doing right here is not helping you.
Oh, it is. Because see, look, if I'm here speaking against corruption, and that is why I'm here, I started this rally because I want this government to know. Mitch McConnell, I want you to know that we do not appreciate your extra constitutional tyrannical rule. We want you to go back to the Constitution and start governing constitutionally. We're sick and tired of you putting the country under debt. And you know that I'm right when I say the Constitution does not allow for debt to be incessantly increased, stacked upon the citizenry of this country. You know that that's in there, okay? The Constitution says that the government is not to overladen and overburden the populace with a debt that they cannot sustain. These people do this every day. And then when they get these packages together that are supposed to be something to help us out, they vote themselves a $54,000 raise at the same time. They didn't give us $54,000. They give us $600. And that's what I'm talking about.
That was interesting. She just decided to drive by and put people off.
LMPD has arrived. If I had to guess, it would be because of traffic.
All right, we're blocking the roadway. That's the official word.
Because we're blocking, because the road's being blocked.
Sir, you were blocking the roadway, so you can move first in the pool.
So apparently cops pulled up. Oh, okay, now they're moving. Cops pulled up for blocking the roadway.
And those machines, see, all of us Americans,
That's the same dude that's dancing. That's the same dude that pulled up earlier.
So I believe that was the same officer that pulled up earlier. That was actually pretty chill. Just kind of had a little bit of a back and forth with some of the Breeway family, but then, you know, let everything go. But he has returned, said that the roads are being blocked, so that is the issue. Kind of figured that would end up happening eventually.
That they were in the first two accounts. So the whole thing
It's been corrupt for many, many years. But I'm glad that you finally see that it's corrupted for yourself. Because for us, it's been more corrupted more than 400 years. They've been killing us. Yes, 400 years. We can, that's what's what out. That's what out. But I'm glad that you're standing up, that you finally have your eyes open. Because the government been stealing the majority people that looks like me for generations. Now he has. That's how I'm supporting. I was going to say I'm glad that he finally got his eyes open, bro.
Joe Biden said that America's darkest days are ahead. One president-elect said something like that. They're planning something bad, people. Yeah, what's up? Look, fellas.
D-E-C-K-L-E-Y. Okay.
So it seems like the rally's kind of slowly coming to a close as the Stop the Steal activists, protesters slowly dwindled one by one. More and more Breeway slowly started to show up. It is now down to, I believe, the original organizer of the event, his wife, and maybe a couple others.
this great country now with so much debt that they can't sustain the payments of that debt moving forward. And they're going to come and give Americans a $600 check when they've created enough debt just in this one stimulus bill that if you took a table that was long enough to take a stack of $1 million, okay, however big that stack is, about say it's $1 million in hundreds, this big square, okay, and make that table long enough to do 1,000 of those stacks, okay, then that's $1 billion. Then you take that and times 1,000 tables like that. That's your $1 trillion. Then you take and double it. So you got 2,000 tables with $1,000 million stacks on them a piece. 2,000 tables like that, Shaquille. That's the kind of money we're talking about. So $600 to Americans is both, you know, 2 to each household, as they're saying, is only about $1.4 billion, which is only about 1% of that $2.2 trillion, okay? That's a slap in our face, all right? We don't owe all these countries across the globe all this money. We don't owe all these crony capitalists and these big corporations all this money that they're handing out, and all these organizations that they're handing out millions and billions of dollars to, okay?
So you're not happy with Mitch McConnell?
I'm not happy with Mitch McConnell one bit, okay? I'm fired up at Mitch McConnell. That's why I organized this event. Mitch McConnell needs to stand up and stand for the Constitution and govern constitutionally. He's not doing that. He's putting us citizens under massive debt, okay? And then he's going to go behind Trump, who has fought for this country to get out of bad deals with other countries, to increase our economy to a stature where it never had reached before, okay? Stock market highs under Trump in record numbers 30-some times, okay? And then they bring in this coronavirus to crash the economy so they could blame Trump, switch the voting system, and be able to get mail-in ballots so they can push Biden over the line, you know, days and weeks after the fact, when Trump on election night had resoundingly put down the candidacy of Joe Biden, okay? So we're against all that corruption, okay? So wait. So Mitch McConnell should be the one to stand up on the 6th of January and say, in all those swing states, we're not going to stand for those electoral college votes that were certified by the fraudulent setup against Donald Trump for Biden to push him and all these communists to keep up staying in power across the line. So he should be Mitch McConnell should be the one to stand up on the 6th of January and refuse to accept the vote of the electoral college. Not some junior senator. Don't put it off on some guy who just got the Capitol Hill this last year. Dude, you run the Senate. You should be the one standing up and have courage to say, okay, yeah, we're not going to go for that. Okay, we're not going to go for that. And the American people want him to know that we don't want him to go for that we want him to stand up for transparency in our elections and not this crooked crime job that's getting pushed on us. We're against that.
What are your thoughts when you came here? You told us you saw all this vandalism going on.
I don't know who did the vandalism.
Alright, so raise this up just a bit more so I can try to get you as good a shot as possible. So just behind me, the Back the, or sorry, it's not a Back the Blue rally. It is a Stop the Steal rally in support of Trump's victory, I guess, as president. They're claiming that Trump won. Trump won the election was stolen, this and that. Been out here for about an hour and a half. They've been out here maybe 2. But their numbers have slowly dwindled. It looks like Breeway is slowly dwindling as well, slowly starting to make their way out. Things are calming down, so I'm probably going to end up dropping the live. I will be hanging out for a little bit longer, just in case LMPD shows back up or in case anything happens, but I don't see that happening. It's been very calm. It's been a good day. There were some conversations that were had. There were some cuss words back and forth, but everybody talked, tried to find some common ground, some commonality, which is something that we need in order to be able to make actual change that's going to stick for generations to come. So, not a very productive event, but at least it didn't go south. So I'm gonna go ahead and get out of here. I don't know that I'll be live again today. I was gonna try to catch up with Shonda at one point. Moved into her house today. I believe Tara might have gotten a little bit of a live stream with her earlier. But, just wanted to, see if she had any words on the help that was been supplied. But I don't know. I might catch up with Shonda today, maybe tomorrow, and see if she wants to, speak on how crazy the last couple of weeks have been. But I'm going to go ahead and get out of here for now from the, DC Under Siege rally here. What's up, guys? How you doing? Yep. But we're going to go ahead and go. So until then, everybody stay strong, stay safe.